Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the weekly live stream. Let me know, confirm that you can see me and that you can hear me because I'm just never sure. Welcome back to the room of requirement. Still hanging out up here in my mother-in-law's study, and that is all good. Oh, there goes my ad. All right. It is processed now. There we go. It's always weird to me. So I currently have an ad for Sunny Lenarduzzi. I don't know how you say her last name. But she's a YouTuber that I'm subscribed to. Why am I getting sponsored ads for a YouTuber that I'm subscribed to? Like, wouldn't that be weird if I just started popping up being like, even if it was like for my coaching and a sponsored ad, like I don't feel like that's the way to get them. But anyway, if it's working for her, it must be working for her. Javier, hello. I got Lululemon. Oh, I'm like, you got Lululemon? That's awesome. As your ad. I got weirdly excited about that for you because I'm someone who doesn't own a pair of Lululemon. A pair. Like, when you think of Lululemon, what do you think of? I think of the Lululemon workout pants. Like, I know they're a brand that has all sorts of different things, but when you say, like, Lululemons, it's a pair of pants, right? That's what you think of. That's what I thought of, and that's what I thought you were just announcing that you had gotten yourself Lululemons. So I was going to say congratulations because I know those are like the whenever I get to goal weight and I'm like, I'm done. This is my forever size. You too, Javier. Thank you. I want to reward myself with a pair of Lululemons just because I feel like will do. Thank you, my friend. I feel like they're like the epitome of like all wannabe fitness gym rat people. And let's face it, I'm a wannabe. I'm a weightlifter. I do the things. Should have a pair of Lululemons in their arsenal, you know? Or maybe Target makes them just as good and I don't need to go to Lululemon. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Let's see who all is joining us today. Kathy's here. 2 weeks in a row, Kathy was the first comment. And Lissa and Marie and Rosie and Sarah and Lindsay and Javier has come today. And Emily and Sarah. Did I say Sarah already? I sure did. Well, hello, my friends. How are y'all? I am pleased to report, and this is not to brag, but winter is done in Florida, and it was 84 degrees today. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm well aware that everywhere else in the United States is a frozen tundra right now. Literally everywhere. It's crazy to me. And I was just saying this to my mother-in-law. I'm like, it's weird because when Florida was having its weird winter spell, like we actually got down to 37 degrees overnight a couple nights in a row. It's like wicked cold for us in Florida, right? Not wicked cold for me because I live in Minnesota, but like wicked cold for here in Florida. And the temperatures, I always compare Illinois and Minnesota because my family's in Illinois and I'm in Minnesota. And not now, though. You know what I'm saying. Y'all aren't new here. So I always compare them. And when it was like 37 here, it was comparable up north. And then when it finally heated up to like, oh, welcome back to Florida weather, you all get sub-zero temperatures. There was literally... It was negative 15 in Minnesota the other day. And like, I live in the Twin Cities, so like southern Minnesota. And it was literally almost a 100-degree difference between my house and where I'm staying right now. Almost 100 degrees. Like, mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. My gosh. I got some surgical body sculpting company. Doesn't seem like the right ad for your brand. No, definitely does not seem like the right ad for my brand. Sunny, I understand. And even Lululemons, I understand. Surgical body stuff, not so much. And up north, it was colder. I know I saw temperatures in like Anchorage, Alaska, are like in the negative 30s. I can't remember for the life of me. What is absolute zero? Do you guys remember? Because I don't. But like... I feel like when we get to like negative 30s and negative 40s, like we gotta be getting close, right? I really can't remember. For the adventure challenge, haha, yes. So I was gonna bring that up today just as a fun conversation. But first, let's do highs and lows. If you guys want to share some highs and lows, good things that happened to you this week, things that you want to celebrate, things that you want to praise, or things that you are struggling with this week, all are welcome. I never, of course, actually have any, which is ridiculous. Oh, okay, so it's got a ways to go. All right, cool. Wow, I didn't know it was negative 460. But okay, good to know. Thank you. I like to learn. So my mother always used to say we should try and learn one new thing every single day. Like that is just something that she said a bajillion times. I don't know if she still actually strives to actively learn something new every day, but whenever I learn something new, no matter how random the fact might be, I go, oh, there's my something new for today. And believe it or not, the temperature of absolute zero was not my first new thing today. I learned, thanks to watching the beginning of the hockey game, that Sasha is a nickname for Alexander in like Europe and Finland and all those places, because the Panthers have a player called Alexander Barkov. And I've known his name is Alexander Barkov. He's one of our best players. I know this. I'm a good wife, and I learned some of the hockey things. And the last handful of times I've been watching the games, I've been noticing that interviewers have been calling him Sasha. And I've just been like, what? Are they not talking? Maybe they're talking to someone else, and I'm just got my numbers mixed up. I don't really know. And then today, he flashed on the screen, and he was like, I'm Sasha Barkov. And I'm like, but it says Alexander literally right there. And I got so confused. And my mother-in-law was like, I think that's a nickname for Alexander. And she Googled it. And sure enough, for Alexandra, like Alexa and Alexander, like or Alexandra or something like that. Like the female and male name, the unisex nickname in Europe is Sasha. Now you know, because I was not informed of this until an hour ago. And I feel more informed because of it. So it's my random little fact for the day. Lissa has faster lookup fingers than I do. Lissa's on point whenever you say something. Like if oh, sorry. I wasn't even thinking. Hi. Just did my first Lift 4 double header. Chest and try, back and by, trying to get caught up. Oh, you are going to hurt tomorrow. My goodness. My high was actually going to be my leg workout today. So I'm in week 8. Yay! I'm in week 8, which means I'm done with Lift 4 after this week. And this will be my 4th complete cycle of Lift 4. Holy cow. And I'm hurting today and like need to crack my spine a million times and my neck in a million ways. Hurting today, but that's okay. I did a killer leg workout. Week 8, day 2, no joke. No joke. It's intense. It's real intense. But it was so good. Like it was one of those, like I got real hot and sweaty and felt really, really good about my workout afterwards. Oh my goodness. So that was my high. And I don't really know what my low is. I have like it's not even a low, but it is something that actually Lissa brought up to me in one of our passing conversations regarding our cycle. I don't know if Javier is still here, but I'm pretty sure that we are only ladies here, so I'm just going to I'm going to talk about the cycle stuff because that's what I do. Y'all know how I like PMS for like a week. It feels like a week and a half. But like I PMS hardcore. Aunt Flo shows up and she literally like drops in, says hey, and leaves. She pieces out in 2 days. It's amazing. I have noticed, and I have never put a name to it until Lissa said something about it to me, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, something about, like, post-menstrual syndrome, where, like, you also have symptoms, or you can have symptoms that are because of your cycle and your hormonal fluctuations after your period ends, too. I think I have that, because I was real grumpy today. Real grumpy. For no reason. Like hormonal fluctuation, I was angry at the fact I was angry levels of grumpy. So just for fun, I looked up this thing, right? I think post-menstrual syndrome, it's also PMS. And I read about it, and it says that you can have physical symptoms, because the other issue was I was angry for no reason. I was real grumpy. And the weight gain that I get during that time, I didn't gain during PMS. I gained at my period, but it was also because of the weekend, right? And so me, being the cocky little son of a gun that I am, I was like, one day back on track with the lower calories and no pizza, and I'm going to drop the 2 pounds that I gained. And of course I didn't. But like, I hang on to the way my body has worked, and I have the weigh-ins to prove this, is I'm fine during PMS. Whenever my period spike happens, it happens, and it takes me forever to get off. So I was mad about retention of weight that I expected to disappear in one day, which was stupid, and I fully acknowledge it was stupid. And then I was just regularly grumpy. Like, I was grumpy, so I looked it up, and those, like, there's physical and there's emotional symptoms that you can get after your period too. I think my hormones fluctuate like this. Yes. Yes, there is, Lindsay. And it's like, is it mood? Is it mood? Because like it is because all that's after your period ends is when you get all your hormones back. You get your progesterone and you get your testosterone back, right? Are those the two that go up first and then you hit your estrogen later? I can't remember the order of everything. But like, I'm wondering if because, okay, so it's just like me. You and I have the same issues because I get like, I'm hanging on to the weight now. I was able to lose weight the entire week of PMS and not at my period and afterwards. And I was like, what in the world? But like, I could feel, you know how sometimes you can feel the mood shift? You can feel yourself get hormonally angry. I felt that today. And I was like, what in the world happened? Like I could feel it in my body. And so I looked this up and it's legit. It's legitimately a thing. Not that I didn't believe you, Lissa, but like I looked into it myself and I was like, oh, I might have this issue. It is mostly mood related, but you can have some physical symptoms, but it's mostly mood because your hormones are fluctuating like crazy. So I'm wondering if it's because I PMS for such a long time and then Aunt Flo comes in like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, so fast that my body just goes haywire. I really don't know, but this is the first month I was really like, oh, interesting. So now I have a whole nother level of stuff to consider. And yes, Lindsay, I saw what you were saying. My ovulation is hell too. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently that's a thing too. Cause I was like, I can't even get you started on the bloating and the fluctuations, which is a real pain in the neck when you're trying to lose weight. It's a real pain in the neck. But I've noticed that I get fluffy during ovulation too. And I'm like, what in the world is that about? Like, what? I know, 1 good week a month. That's about it. So like this coming weekend, I got about a week and then it's just all downhill from there. And I'm just like, I can't freaking believe it. So you know what I'm going to start looking into? I actually need to finish. I've been listening to ages and ages and ages ago, but I got myself the Period Repair Manual. That's like that book with that pink cover that was going around. I don't even remember, going around social. It was very popular for a while, but I want to look into like hormone balancing stuff naturally because I'm au naturel. I'm not on birth control of any kind or anything like that. So this crazy is all natural. And I don't know if it's just because I don't even know how many years it was right. I know. I can't even like, if the way my body is running naturally is any indicator, menopause, my poor husband better watch out because I'm just probably gonna like tear into the world. I don't know. Oh, but it's so, I'm like, what? Like, and I'm not even mad about it. Like, as you can tell, I'm just like, what? Like, I want to learn. I want to understand. And I want to know if there is anything I can do naturally to help ease these transitions. Like, is there a way that I can get my hormones so instead of this, I'm doing this? You know? Like, is there a way for me to do that without the help of medication? Because I'd really like to find out what it is. Because this roller coaster is intense, I tell you what. But, like, I could feel the mood shift this morning. I was like, whoa. And, like, it has since subsided, and it's better now. But, like, it was alarming to me this morning how angry I got for literally no reason. No reason. And this was it. You could feel the rage. I could literally, I was like the Hulk. I could feel the rage happening. It was out of control. Crazy, y'all. It was crazy. Oh, man. I have one high. I have a 2 and 1 high and low. The high is my sister's friend, the one with lupus, has recovered from COVID. Yay! And the low is that her mom passed away from COVID last week. And I remember you saying that, and that is so sad. Such a bummer. My sweet grandfather's nickname was Gunner, not related to any of his real names. Interesting. Shred It. Yeah, I love Shred Week. I love Shred Week. I really do. It's my favorite. And then for me, highs, work's been going well, and I'm finally not ravenous for the first time in a week. Yay! I was just telling my mood and weight. A low, I've been really struggling lately. I've been dealing with PMS like hunger and doing some troubleshooting, but it's been frustrating. Yeah, when you're not PMSing, I can't tell you what it is. I have no idea. Other than eat more food, but make it healthy. Like, make it nutritious food. Don't just be like, I'm going to use this hunger as an excuse to eat dessert. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about eating dessert. All about eating dessert. But if you're using your I'm hungry as an excuse to get more of the sugar, don't do that. If you can eat, like, the rule is if you're hungry, eat an apple, right? Because if you don't want the apple, you're not actually hungry. But, like, do something like that. Like, at least if you're going to eat more food, make it nutritious food that's going to help fuel your body. Maybe some healthy fats. Maybe some healthy fats, Alyssa. My high is that my cut is going well. I need to make sure I'm getting at least 1,200 calories, even if I'm over on my points plus. Yes, definitely do that. And I know you are older, Marie, but I'm still pretty convinced that you would need at least 1,200 calories for sure. I know when you go up in age. Hey, Kim, how are ya? Then I have thoughts. I was hoping you'd showed up because I never answered your question on Instagram today because I was hoping you'd show up on here and we can have a discussion. But definitely try and get 1,200 calories. You still have ice cream left. Good for you, Marie. That's awesome. For me, it's mood. I don't notice a huge weight issue around my period. Menopause. My period lasts 5 to 7 days. I just noticed recently that I got really snappy, and it happened to be right after my period started, and I realized that might explain it. Yeah, it was it was the rage. You could feel the rage. I was like the She-Hulk. I tried a progesterone cream and it did nothing. Interesting. And like, I know there's also an essential oil, and I should steal it from my mother-in-law because I know she has it, called Progesterone Plus and CMT. And I see somebody saying CMT. Sorry, y'all. I'm scrolling down. Where's Lori's first message? Does she have a first message? Hi, I'm Lori Reed. I also have, oh, there it is. There was this CMT, and I found you that way. Lori, welcome. I love when a fellow CMTer pops into the chat and pops into my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Do you know what type of CMT you have? I have type 1B. This is a fun opener because now there's so many people that can go, I have CMT, but then they can list off their type. 1A. Okay. It's the most common kind. We're this close, but not quite the same. Jennifer, hello. Good evening. Well, Lori, I am so glad you are here and decided to join us today. And I just started a fitness channel. Good for you. I preach this to high heaven over on the CMT groups on Facebook. And it's because everyone's talking about the progression and this. I talked about it just today. People hate hearing that exercise is the answer and it's going to help them. But I promise you, it is going to help you. And I don't know your story at all. And I don't know if you know my story. If you saw that video, I'm an uncommon CMT case in that I was infected severely as a child, and I didn't have the joy of having a fully functional body as a child and then progressing over time. I didn't get that opportunity. So my view on fitness and whatever is, I've lost 80 pounds. My life has changed. Good for you. Good for you. So my view on fitness is like building up. And I know for a lot of people, it can be like they were already fitness buffs and then they got this, they discovered that they had this disease and that it could kind of mess around with things. So I just don't know what your story is. I didn't get diagnosed till my 20s and I used to be a firefighter. Good for you. Good. So you've always been a pretty active person. That's awesome. Really good for you. So welcome. We're glad you're here. The community is full of, and the chat tonight is full of non-CMTers, but by now they are all pretty decently informed on what CMT is. You are welcome here, and we are very excited to have you. The progesterone cream, that's what I was talking about. There's this essential oil from Young Living that is supposed to help with progesterone, and I keep forgetting when is the best time to use it because there's certain times of the cycle that you're not supposed to use it, especially if you're not trying to get pregnant because boosting that hormone could mess with things. And I haven't ordered Young Living in a really long time, but I'm wondering if something like that would be helpful. Now, you said the progesterone cream did not help, but I'm wondering if did you just take it all the live long day, or did you strategically time it for when you'd have dips in your progesterone? Because that probably is important. Worst thing is I never know when it's going to happen because it's after my period's over and I'm celebrating that it's over. I'm usually hungrier when it's cold. I don't know why. Oh, me too. Me too. Because and I've been enjoying salads and all that jazz, and I went out today for a walk and got all hot and sweaty in the 80-degree heat and came home and like had ice water and everything. And I was like, man, I feel like I do in the summer where I need all the cold things, and I'm less hungry. I'm less hungry here. And if I was at home, it would be the exact opposite. When I'm cold, I'm hungrier and I crave the comfort food. Because I'm sure it's a natural inclination, because you want to warm yourself, and especially if you have extremities like mine that don't warm themselves from the outside in, you got to warm yourself from the inside out. At least that's how I do it. I actually think my calories and protein have been too low. I looked at some of the numbers. Well, if you're averaging about 1,400 calories and under 100 grams of protein, which are both low for you, well, then up that protein, girl. Up that protein, but make sure you're getting that fat. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I got my Revel nail stuff. Oh, that is so exciting, Jennifer. I just ordered today. I ordered an electric nail drill, I guess you call it, to help file things for me a little bit better, because I have to work really stupid hard to like file things. So for like $22, I got this cute little purple electric thing, and I was going to change my nails today. This one actually has popped off. No special base on it, and it still managed to pop off. But if you put the sticky base back on your fingernail and you can press it back on, it lasted another like 3 days before it popped off again. I was very impressed with that, actually, that I could just pop it right back on. But I got myself a fun little drill, and I'm going to put on the color of the month tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. So I hope you love it. Send me a picture when you do it, because it's the best thing since sliced bread. It really is. I love it. I ate about 1,730 calories and 134 grams of protein, which I'm sure made a difference. Yep, that'll definitely do it. Which made me think I might need to look into switching to calorie counting. I was just about to say that. I'm like, maybe you're done on points and you need to switch back to calories. It could be that simple. Because if you're under eating, of course you're hungry. Follow the instructions. Okay, so they told you when to use it too. Interesting. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I won't try it. Maybe I'll steal that oil from her first and see how that works. I use MyFitnessPal on an Apple Watch to track calories in, calories out. Excellent, excellent. My RN mom told me wheat worked for her. Wait, wheat for what? Hormone balancing? Or for something else? We go into hibernation mode. We sure do. We absolutely do. I lost the first 70 pounds with no exercise, but after a while I had to add it in. Counting calories works for me, but it's not recommended if you have a history of anorexia. I 100% would agree with that, because it can be too easy to be very meticulous, which is why with my cut, which is working very well, I have a range. I do not have a specific number that I hit every day. I have a specific range of numbers that I hit every day. And that freedom is working very, very well for me. I love it. Wish the scale would reflect it, but no, Aunt Flo left behind her present and I'm stuck with it, which is really frustrating, but we'll see. Trust the process, give it time. Let me know what you end up doing for hormones. I'm open to suggestions. Will do. I'm going to look into it, because dang, now that I realize it, what's really gratifying is, and I know, Lindsay, it's making you miserable, but hearing that you have the same struggles as I do means that it's not just me. Like, I'm not the only whack job out there who struggles during ovulation and with PMS and after her period. It's just, so that helps me a lot. It'll probably help a few weeks when my cut is over. Well, yeah, definitely. So very good, very good. Oil for hormones, Dragon Time. I mix Dragon Time, Panaway, and coconut oil. Put this on my lower back for tummy cramps. It works great. So see, the thing is, Jennifer, cramps aren't my problem. Sometimes they are, but the cramps aren't my problem. It's literally just all the other, like, bloated. I feel like a balloon. My scale went down every day last week, and by Friday, which is the day before my period showed up, I was down almost 3 pounds, and I felt like a freaking balloon. And like, I'm like, what? Like, so much so that I did the thing that I try not to do, but I went and bought Diurex, which is like the water retention pill, you know, because in the past, that has literally been the only thing that has been able to help me relieve the intense bloating. That, like, I don't use it every month. I only use it when I absolutely need it, but I didn't bring any with me. And Dragon Time will help with hormones too. Yeah. You know what I need to read? You know what I need to reread? And it's not with me, so I can't read it here. I have the book. Have you guys heard, if now this, I'm diving into essential oil territory for a second here. Have you heard of Lucy Libido? She is, that's obviously her, like, stage name or whatever. But Lucy Libido is a online persona who talks all about using essential oils in the bedroom. And it's down to like making your own lubes, what oils work well for men, what oils work well for women, but she has an entire group in there on the hormonal balancing oils and whatnot as well. They're all Young Living because she's a Young Living person and whatever, which is fine, whatever. But she has a whole section in there about hormones. And now I wish I had access to it, and I don't, because that would be really helpful to know. But Dragon Time I know is one that is talked about, and Progesterone Plus is in there as well. So, and there's a couple others too. I use the range of calories too. Another low that's not a real low, but you'll understand. I went to have a Galaxy Brownie for dessert tonight, and there were none left. No! That is the worst. Y'all, I've been putting frosting on my Galaxy Brownies. It's a good life choice. It's a good life choice if you have the calories left over. Oh my gosh. What was her name? Lucy Libido. Like sex drive. Libido. Lucy Libido. And let me see if I can... I think she has a website. I don't even know. I think I heard about her through my sister-in-law, actually. The married one, not the not married one. Here's her book. She has a book. Oh, here you go. She has a website. She's got herself a website. There we go. You're welcome. My favorite RX almond butter is almond butter on the cake ones. So good. Oh, interesting. See, I don't like the birthday cake ones, though. Those are my least favorite of the ones I've tried. I don't love the blondie based Eat Me Go Free brownies. Now, their formula is changing, so that could change. Yes, I know Dragon Time is Young Living. I remember that. And so is Progesterone Plus is also Young Living. But yeah, I love topping the brownies with things because it just adds that little extra something special. Anywhoozle, this weekend's Valentine's Day, y'all. And so do you have any special plans? I know there's some people that are single out there this is totally irrelevant for, but it's not completely irrelevant. I wanted to tell you guys about what I ordered. As long as my mother-in-law's not here, she hasn't made herself known yet, right? And I did text her and it was like, if you're going to watch, please don't watch without headphones on in case my husband's downstairs. Formula changes the new smart... Yes, Lindsay! Yes! 100%. I hate the new Smart Sweets. I hate them. And I'm so heartbroken over that because I loved the Swedish Fish. I loved them. Like, they were my favorite candy treat. And they had so much fiber, and it was a great relationship. And I bought them regularly at Target. And the new ones, so like you can tell the old from the new ones because the old ones are shiny. They're like shiny red. You know, like you can tell they look like gummy bears. The new ones have that matte look about them like the actual Swedish Fish do. They've ruined them. I've purchased several bags, and every time I eat them, I look at my husband and I'm like, these taste terrible. I loved these, and these taste terrible, and I'm very upset about it. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm like, just let me complain to you that my favorite candy is no longer good. It makes me batty that people are changing all the formulas that are working. I'm wary about the Eat Me Go Free. I'm not going to lie. They cut the protein. They put fiber in, but they cut the protein. But they're supposedly supposed to be more moist. So it's 14 protein instead of like up in the 20. The flavor of the month that is supposed to arrive on Thursday, which is like, I think it's like just a chocolate brownie with like heart-shaped sprinkles and stuff on it for February, is supposed to be the new formula. So I'll let you guys know because I wasn't ready to like kick the habit yet because I freaking love them. But I'm hoping that it's a decent enough change where I don't want to shun the company completely. Because there are so many companies that are changing things and I need new companies to replace with. Make me sad. It's making me sad. My plan is to do weekly bedroom clean and hang out in my room with my cats. Hey, bedroom clean is a good way to take care of yourself on Valentine's Day. I like it. Lo is eating massive amounts of chocolate almonds after having controlled myself for 3 weeks. Now, what happened? What do you think happened that triggered that? Because that's the thing that you have to figure out. Remember, you have to figure out what triggers you to do the thing. Did I see your hi, Rosie? I don't remember seeing your hi. Did you ever send it? The protein cut is a little sad. It is. But I was like, I was really mad about it at first, but then I'm like, it's still 14 grams of protein, which is 13 grams more than you'd get out of a regular brownie. So, okay, it's still something, right? They'll be comparable to the other protein bars that I eat. I can really pick what I want based on flavor, not macros. Yeah. So for Valentine's Day, I'm hoping that my mother-in-law ain't here, or if she is, she's got headphones on. You've been warned. I'm terrible. I feel like I'm terrible at ordering gifts for my husband, right? And so I've been getting targeted ads for the adventure book forever. I don't remember how I found it, but I've found it and I keep getting advertisements for it. And so what it is, and I have a link for it because I ordered it and then decided to join their affiliate program because I wanted to share with you guys all about the stuff or whatever. So that is an affiliate link down below, but I'm going to share, hopefully, like the excitement of doing this with my husband. Their scratch off, you must do whatever the scratch off thing says books. And they have, I think, 4 of them. They have the couples edition, which is the big one, right? Like that's the one that everybody's buying because it's it's like 50 date night ideas. And what you do is like, it has a little key and it's got like, this takes place inside or outside or requires a meal or a snack or is athletic or is, you know, all the different, like it gives you a hint as to what it is. So if like you don't feel like going out because of COVID or because of whatever, you can pick one that has like the items that you're like, okay, this one is at home. It tells you what the price is, like roughly. And it's usually, they're like, our dates cost no more than $50. And what else? It tells you how long it takes. You know, so it gives you all of like this is what you need to know before you scratch it off. And then you scratch off the thing and you're supposed to go and do what it says. But you don't know what it says until you pick the date and scratch it off. And so I've been getting targeted ads for this stupid thing forever. And I was like, I don't know what on earth to get my husband for Valentine's Day. I don't, because we have all of our stuff just bam, 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 you know, right? It's my birthday, his birthday, Christmas, and our anniversary and Valentine's Day all in the big packed in group, right? And so I decided to bite the bullet and order it for him. And so that's like, it's my Valentine's Day gift because I was like, you know, it'd be fun. Instead of getting like just something for him, I wanted to get something that was for us. You know, I wanted to get us date night opportunities. And since COVID has drastically trashed our date nights in terms of creativity, I was thinking that this might be able to breathe some creativity back into it. And they also have, and I don't know exactly how this works, but 12 of the dates in the book can be paired with their date night box. And they will send you the materials you need for one of the dates in the thing for a fee. And so I ended up ordering, I got like $26 off the box. So I ordered the couples book and I got the first box to go with it. So the date will come with it. And they also have a family edition for like you and your kids to do. They have a friends edition and they have a solo edition. And I feel like at some point I'm probably going to obtain the solo one too. Because it'd be kind of fun to just do some fun things by yourself as well, you know? I don't know. I'm really excited about it. And as I was somebody who was at a loss for, like, what do I get my husband for Valentine's Day? And I wanted to try something creative. I thought it would be worth sharing with you guys that that's what I'm doing. And I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be fun. I don't know. It could be a wash, but we'll see. And if it's any good, I'm going to tell you guys about it because they even like, it even has like a little place for like journaling how it went. And then you're supposed to take a picture and like stick a picture in by every date. It sounds fun. I've done a couple of Wait, did the adventure book specifically the date boxes, or just date night boxes in general? Because there's a ton of date night boxes out there. There's a ton of couples boxes out there, ranging from the like just the plain old date nights. We did date box a couple of times. One was a puzzle escape room type thing, and one was make your own ice cream, which ended up tasting not great, so we used the sundae stuff on regular ice cream instead, but we at least made the ice cream and we did it. So we did a couple of those, which were fun. Like the escape room thing took us like an hour, but that was like, I think it was called like Date Box was actually the box it was. But they have everything from dates, and there are also like intimacy mystery boxes, subscription boxes that you can get every month. Like couple stuff runs the gamut. But I just thought this would be such an interesting thing to kind of get us out of our box. No pun intended, but kind of get us to think outside the box, and do something that maybe we wouldn't have thought of by ourselves. I don't know. I thought it sounded fun. So if you want to know about it, I have a link for it down below. I might look into it once I'm done. Yeah, the solo one I think looks really interesting too. Lost 2 pounds, low anniversary of losing my husband and Valentine's Day. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jennifer. I know that's so hard. Sounds fun. That would be fun. Power Sheets goal, either a weekly or monthly solo date. Yeah, that would actually be a really great goal. And that would be, for me, we could be like, we have to do at least one. There's 50 of the dates, so like we have to do at least 1 or 2 a month. That would be fun. There was a pancake one that was featured in a vlog. Yeah, I've seen spoilers for a couple through different avenues, and like there's one that's like paint each other, literally like get a tarp and I think it might be one of the date night boxes where they send you paints and stuff, so you don't have to go get them, but you're literally supposed to go out and buy like some paints and some paintbrushes and a tarp, and either like put on a t-shirt and shorts, or if you want to do it in your underwear, or if you want to do it naked, whatever the heck you want to do, but you're literally supposed to paint each other. Like doodle on your significant other, however it is you want, and like that's the date night. I was like, that is literally something we would have never thought of doing. Never. But I think it's in the date night box or the book. So at some point it's going to be something that we do. And like, I don't know, draw smiley faces or like draw abs on me. I don't know, but like totally random stuff like that. And I think it's something that needs as somebody who values date night, I think it is important. Like we always do the date night, but we're very aware that we're like, we need to start doing date night in a way that is more, creative and engaging than same old, y'all. There's nothing wrong with same old, but especially if you enjoy it, but it's fun to do something different every once in a while. So that's what I'm doing. I really hope he likes it and doesn't think I'm a complete psycho for buying it, but I really had no other ideas. So sad. Anybody else? Like, I'm really bad at just I put too much pressure on myself to buy decent, meaningful presents for my husband, and so I end up with analysis paralysis. I can buy almost anyone else gifts. I'm really bad at buying my husband gifts. Really bad at it. For a shower gift, I gave the couple bath towels and bath paints. I love that. That's a great gift. I remember watching that vlog of yours. That vlog of yours not too long ago. Pancakes look good. The Walden Farm syrup, not so much. Wait, who did the, what? They painted on each other on The Bachelor. Oh, did they really? Interesting. Did I see that? How recent was that? I've stopped watching The Bachelor. I can't do The Bachelor. I can't do The Bachelorette. I just can't. I did it for years, and I just can't. And yeah, so anyway, that's my thought on Valentine's Day. And it was in your vlog with the date box. Oh, that's right. So I did have a third one. You remember that better than I do. And they were heart-shaped, and I can't remember if it went well or not, but they were good nonetheless. And we ended up with it was like Red Mill pancake mix or something that I wouldn't have, thank you, Lindsay, something that I wouldn't have, picked up for myself. And we ate real pancakes. And yes, there was the Walden Farm syrups, and we did not use them. We used the syrup that was in our fridge. But yeah, it was like, I like the idea of the date night boxes because it's just do something different. And I think it was a couple weeks ago. Oh, girl, I'm single. He's good looking. Y'all, you want a TV? I told you guys about this TV show, haven't I? White Collar? If you want someone pretty to look at, go watch White Collar. Matt Bomer. There are not a lot of actors out there that I am like, dang, this guy is sexy. Matt Bomer is sexy. I don't know, am I crazy? He, in my opinion, is like, and my husband can't even be mad because he picked the show. So, it's a good show. Like, that's the best part. It's a good show. And, yes, Marie. Yes, his eyes. They're mesmerizing. He's beautiful. He's beautiful. But also, like, he's a good actor. And I love the character. And I love the character and his partner. Like, they're not, like, gay partner. They're FBI partners. It's a great show. We are, like, so much so that, like, Eric and I started watching it, and then we started watching it here because, you know, at the end of the day, we can take over the TV and watch our TV show, presumably when my in-laws are going to go to bed. But at one point, his mother was in the room, and she's like, I don't care, watch whatever you guys want. And then she started paying attention and got into it, and now my father-in-law's into it, too. Like, it's good. It'll get you, and it is a great show, and it's so fun to look at him. So it's just bonus, you know? My girlfriends and I always use the code, he's such a good actor, when we see some eye candy actors. I love that. But the thing is, like, as an actor, I want to acknowledge people if they actually have talent. And, like, there are people, like, for example, all of the Marvel characters, like, I'm convinced that it was, the whole MCU was very well cast. Like, legitimately, I'm like, this was well cast. I feel like Harry Potter was very well cast. The actors were all great actors and did their roles well. But there are a few, like, who are your favorite good actors, people? Because I don't have many that I'm like, Which, I mean, is good, because my husband's the apple of my eye. Matt Bomer has got my attention. He has. Sorry, not sorry, because y'all know what I'm talking about. Or if you don't, you're going to go watch the show and you're going to know what I'm talking about. Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's a good one, too. He is a good one, too. I used to think also Bradley Cooper, but I'm less about Bradley Cooper now. But Ryan Reynolds I almost said the producers, not the producers, The Proposal. Yes, you are right. That is accurate. That is very, very accurate. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. And I have a thing for, like, the nerdy men, obviously. And so, like, for me, somebody who I really loved, because he can sing, and he's, Hugh Jackman, but that's a whole nother level. But, like, I was very attracted to the Anthony Rapp in Rent. Like, and for those of you who don't know, like, Rent the Musical, he plays Mark, and he also plays Mark in the movie of Rent the Musical, right? And so, like, I always like that kind of guy, like, a little bit nerdy. He had the sweater on, he had the dark-rimmed glasses. Look what I married. Like, I literally, when I saw his profile picture on the dating website, I was like, he kind of looks like Anthony Rapp. Excellent. Like, that's the kind of guy I'm normally into. Paul Rudd, yes. Yes, Paul Rudd, I loved him in Clueless. And he's not like this, like, overly studly attractive guy, but I've always loved him, and I don't even know why, but I've always loved Paul Rudd. And then there's always Patrick Swayze, but I think he was just my first love, so, you know. I've got my list. I've got my list of people. Anyone just flashed to the Friends episode with the list of celebrities? Didn't he? That's not even how you don't recognize half these names. Oh, girl, then you gotta go and get yourself an education. Watch Dirty Dancing because Patrick Swayze. Watch The Proposal because it's hilarious, and really you watch it for Betty White, but also watch it for Ryan Reynolds. Hugh Jackman in literally anything. I mean, Personally, my fave Hugh Jackman, though, is obviously The Greatest Showman because it shows off all of his talents, not just his good looks or just his acting, but, like, Greatest Showman. Get yourself an education. And then who else did we talk about? Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd in Clueless. I loved him in Clueless so much. Oh, so much. Wow. Good looking celebrities is not where I thought this was going to go, y'all. Oh, and then of course you have to watch White Collar because Matt Bomer. Yes. The Proposal, I know. I saw it in theaters because of Betty White. Yes. The eyes. Y'all, it's all about his eyes. I'm telling you. He's got the best eyes. Yeah. So, anyone have any questions for me this evening? Because I'm always open to questions. Oh, and Kim, are you still here? Say hey if you are still here. Hugh Jackman, I kind of know, but I've never seen The Greatest Showman. You have got to watch The Greatest Showman. You have got to. Kim is still here. Kim, you asked me, I don't know, was it a serious question or not? I couldn't tell by your emoji. Today I asked on Instagram, ask me anything, and not a whole lot came up, which is totally fine. Some days it blows up, and some days no one asks anything. But Kim asked something about if there's any benefit to, like, holding in your core randomly throughout the day, right? And you can't even see what I'm doing, but, like, and so I saw it, and I was like, I'll discuss it with the group, because I feel like you shouldn't even be on the chat if you haven't finished Hamilton. You gotta go finish Hamilton. There's not even for the purpose of attractive actors, but go watch Hamilton, y'all. Please go watch Hamilton. But anyway, holding in, like, did you mean for, like, purposes of, like, training or whatever? I read it somewhere. Denise Austin, I think. I mean, so here's the truth. When I'm thinking about it, I do it. Like, I activate my core. But also, I feel like a lot of us probably naturally suck in our core. Like, if you let go, like, literally let go of your core muscles and let it all hang out, it would feel very strange, because I think most of us always have things sucked in just a little bit, and we never completely let it go. So I think we're in a natural state of halfway there in terms of tension. I think it's like, I don't know how I was going to compare it to Kegel exercises, okay? But I feel like Kegel exercises are much more productive than doing the same thing with your core, right? Just like doing the little thing. But it can't hurt. Don't expect to get abs from it. Don't expect to lose inches from it. But it could be more of a reminder than anything else, because it also helps your posture when you do stuff like that. But don't think of it as any exceptional fitness program of any kind. But it won't hurt you to do it either. Is basically all I got. If anyone has any opinions on it, though, I'd love to hear it. That's why I saved it for here, because I was like, I wonder what everyone else thinks. But just for fun, seriously, let go of all your core muscles, especially the low ones. I had to do that once in a voice lesson. It was the most bizarre sensation, and I'm convinced that my voice lesson is the only reason I figured out how to release my lower abdomen muscles all the way. I had to do it for a breathing exercise, and my voice teacher was literally like, no, you gotta let go down here, almost like you have to pee, and you have to breathe in as you let go of your lower abs, and it is the weirdest sensation. Because I think, especially as women, like, that lower pooch, the fupa or whatever, we always try and have that bad boy sucked in a little bit. And so letting it go feels very strange. And the first time I did that, and I can picture being in my voice teacher's office and doing this. And I remember going like, whoa, that feels really weird. But that was also the day that, like, it was brought to my attention. And remember, this was in college. So this was like, I don't know, probably 2007 that I discovered this, that I had the realization of, like, I'm always in a constant state of at least half flexed in my core, because I don't recall, like, feeling that relaxation, especially in the lower half of my core. So it's something I'm always doing, even though I'm not aware of it, which I found to be very, very interesting. So that's my thought on that. How do you adjust your macros and calories when you are on a cut? So I am not adjusting anything. I literally cut my maintenance calories by 20%. That's what I did. And I decided, instead of doing the strictness of all 3 macros falling into place specifically, I am again doing a range, because for whatever reason, even at the higher calorie count, and I just don't know if it's because of the food choices I'm making or because of the food we have in the house and have been eating as a family, but 140 grams of protein has been very difficult for me to get. 120 grams, though, is no problem. So as long as I get 120 grams of protein a day, I'm satisfied. Today, I think I clocked in at 133 or something. So I'm getting almost there. But I made sure, calorie goal, range, which is a range, and a macro protein minimum of 120, and everything else can kind of fall where it may, as long as I'm being aware. Usually I'm eating more fat than carbs in terms of ratio, not in terms of the actual number. I fill up my fat bar faster than I fill up my carb bar because I'm allowed more carbs than fat, which is fine. I'm fine with that. But all I did was cut my maintenance by 20%. That's all. I set a rule that I can only watch it on my bike, and I don't like using it. You gotta finish it, though. Oh, man, it's so good. My mom used to lecture me on sucking my stomach in. She made me get up early and do exercises in elementary school. I definitely suck it in, and then my back starts hurting. Yeah, and it's all, like, it wouldn't be a bad thing, especially because if your back does start hurting, like, it's all about that core strength. And core, remember, is not just your front abdominals. Core is your entire torso. So it's the thing that keeps you stable and strong and secure, right? So it's not a bad thing to just be aware of and always working on your core in some way. Again, this is that little, like, suck it in throughout the day is not going to change your body in any significant way, but it might create the awareness that will perpetuate further change, which is not a bad thing. My physical therapist said you should always be holding your core in. Yeah, and I think it's something we do naturally. Because like I said, let it all out, ladies, and it feels not normal. I can only do it when I take a breath in because I was trained to do that vocally. But yeah, we always, even when I'm at rest, my core is sucked in. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it can't hurt as well. Posture. Yep. And for older, overweight women, I think we always have it let go. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that I've always, and I've always, and through all of my weight fluctuations, I've definitely it's always an active thing. And I think part of it's out of necessity. You need to have core engagement to be able to sit up straight. You need to have core engagement to basically move. You always have to have core engagement, which is why Joel lectures us all the time about your core. Make sure your core is engaged. Make sure your core is engaged. Core engagement happens with literally everything. My abdominals let go 40 years ago and they ain't coming back. Oh, Marie. Would you want you to suck it in or not suck it in? It's almost the opposite for me. I gave up sucking it in and now I'm trying to work on trying to tone. She wanted me to suck it in so I wouldn't have a big fat stomach, and didn't work. So your calorie goes down 20%, but your macros stay the same. No, so the macros, your calories and your macros are a direct relation to each other because your macronutrients are the equation that create the number of calories. There are 4 calories in every gram of protein, 4 calories in every gram of carbs, and 9 calories in every gram of fat. Therefore, if I drop from 2,100 calories to 1,600 calories, obviously the macronutrient number has to change. So everything goes down when I cut my calories, but I'm keeping the protein number high. So what the implications of that are is if I was eating, let's just say for the sake of argument, I didn't change my protein count. If I was eating 2,100 calories and I had 140 grams of protein and the other 2 macros set, if I dropped down to 1,600 calories and I still had 140 grams of protein, carbs and fat would take a hit because those calories have to get taken from somewhere. And if I'm not decreasing my protein, the other macros would be the things that I decrease. Mathematically, I can figure out the equation, and the iTrackBites app actually figures it out for me. If I set one of the numbers, I can as long as you modify to equal 100% your percentages, it will tell you it will do the math for you of this percentage of your calories being protein equals this many grams. This percentage of your calories being fat equals this many grams. It does all the work for you. Or you can sit with a pen and paper and figure out meticulously what you want them to be. But yes, your macros do change if your calories change. I am choosing to keep my protein high despite the calorie change. I like using a rebounder to work my core. When you're bouncing, you have to hold everything in. Interesting. I would love to try rebounder, but I gotta wait till I don't have downstairs neighbors. Fair enough. I don't even think I know what a rebounder is, y'all. Now I'm Googling it. Oh, it's a trampoline. Oh, I can't jump. I'm wondering if it would be good for me or not. I don't know. I use a Bellicon and it doesn't make noise. I've used it upstairs and downstairs and the investment's totally worth it. I don't know what a Bellicon is either. Y'all, I'm just hanging out on Google. Bellicon rebounder. It's a specific type of trampoline. Bellicon.com, y'all. Bellicon.com. There you go. The more you know. Oh, you just bounce. Oh, I see. Okay. So you have the X percentage of 2100 calories and the same X percentage at 1600 calories. Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, you have 40% protein and 30 and 30, which I'm pretty sure are what my macros are kind of set at. I don't remember. But so if you set those percentages, regardless of what your calorie numbers, the percentages might not change. So, but the numbers would look different because 40% of 1600 is different than 40% of 2100. So in that way, they wouldn't change. Now, if you went, I'm starting with 140 grams of protein at 2100 and I'm keeping 140 grams of protein down at 1600, that implies that the percentages change. That is an accurate statement, Marie. Sucking in my core doesn't help my biggest issue with jumping. Oh, y'all, I get that. I hear that. No joke. If I'm not wearing the supportive enough bra during the HIIT workouts, I stand like this and I gotta hold the girls because it ain't fun to jump up and down or make the movement because I don't actually jump with the girls bouncing. It hurts. It hurts, y'all. And my husband laughs at me, but I'm like, you don't understand what it's like. You just don't. There's a reason women have high support sports bras. Some of them have handles. Yes, definitely. After 2 kids, I would probably just pee myself. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Ever since my C-section, my core doesn't seem to tighten when I squeeze it. Since they cut through those muscles, I cramp up really bad. I have no advice on that front, unfortunately, because C-section ain't in my future. So I don't know. But what I do know is while I feel like my core is relatively strong, I feel like it is not strong because I cannot do a sit-up. Like I can do a crunch. Okay, but I can't do a sit-up. So I'm wondering just how much my core lacks in actual strength. Because I don't know. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I did. I did planks on my knees today. I did flutter kicks today. Next week I'm starting Muscle Burns Fat, and I'm very excited about that, and it's going to kick things up a notch. And yeah, it's gonna be intense, and hopefully there will be some more muscle gains and some more fat losses and all good things. Me and my fellow YouTube girls were talking today about weight loss and how we noticed the physical implications of both losing weight and gaining weight that aren't aesthetic. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm like, during today's workout, where I'm like, I literally can't go on. Like, I burned myself out today. I really did. By the time we got to HIIT, my legs were like, but you can't do this anymore. I did it, but holy was it hard. But we were talking about how, like, you know, you gain 5 pounds, you lose 5 pounds. It's so much less about how we look. But I'm like, what I've been telling myself, especially through this workout, is like, Brianna, if you stay on track, if you do the workouts, if you do the things, you will lose some weight. And you know what happens when you lose weight? You can move better. You can move faster. I've been thinking about dancing and things like that lately. I've gotten into a new musical called Six. It is about the six wives of Henry VIII. It is, at first time I listened to it, I was like, I don't know if I can get behind this. And now I'm obsessed with it. Just took me a hot second, kind of like with Hamilton. Loving it. And it's a lot of fun. It's really dancey. So I've been listening to it and like dancing around as I've been doing life, you know. And so I've had like dancing and the songs on the brain lately. And I was like, you know, when you stay on track, you can move better. You can move faster. And for me, that's actually a thing. If I ever want to get back into theater, I got to be able to move well. I got to be able to move fast and somewhat gracefully, you know. You'll sleep better, Brianna. You'll sleep better. And one thing that has been making me crazy is on my sleep cycle app, it tells you how often you snore. And I see that there are nights that I snore almost all night long. And it's awful. It's awful because I know that means I'm not getting the best sleep that I can. And while I know I need to go and get a sleep study and like might end up with a CPAP machine, I'm well aware that that's a thing. You know what can help sleep apnea and snoring? Weight loss. Like plain and simple. It might not make it go away, but there's a solid likelihood that I will sleep better and higher quality and snore less with weight loss. Like I'm thinking of all of these reasons that are completely non-aesthetic to be like, you know what? Give it your all. You know what? Make solid dietary choices. You know what? Do the hard workout now because you're going to reap the benefits later. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but like that's just something that's been on my mind today because the conversation came up, and it's true. It's very, very true. But it's fun. Everyone's talking about dancing. I don't think a supportive enough bra exists in my budget. One of the main reasons I do low impact workouts. The ones at Target are actually really good. Just so you know, and they're like $24. A friend of mine has done 2 bras at once. I've seen that. Yep. I'm doing week 8 of Lift 4 next week. It's intense. It's intense, let me tell you. I miss line dancing. My first attempt, I stopped after week 6, so I'm doing workouts I've never done. You stopped after, so you've never even experienced the joy of Shred Week. Shred Week is hard, and Shred Week is fun. It is my favorite 2 weeks of the entire workout. Oh, man. Country Heat on Beachbody. Yeah, Country Heat. You can do line dancing at home. You can dance, you can drive, have the time of your life. Yes. Yes. I love that song. Oh my God. I love the musical Mamma Mia too. It's just fun. It's just a fun musical. It's so fun. My dad has a CPAP. Yep. My mom has a CPAP too. I've been doing dancing on Apple Fitness. I need to look into that Apple Fitness. I haven't done it yet. I need to. Last time I looked at sports bras at Target, they didn't carry my size. Interesting. They should now. They have very inclusive sizing now. So look online. Look online because they have sizes that go up to like 3X, I believe. So look into that because there should be something that fits most sizes. I don't know. But, dancing. Yeah, I miss dancing. And I used to dance a lot because I had to. I was in dance classes all throughout college. I loved college because all of my favorite things were worked right into my tuition. I had voice lessons. My senior year, I had voice lessons 3 days a week for an hour. 3 hours of voice lessons a week. Do you know how much money that is? That's a lot of money. And I loved that I was just like, oh yeah, I can go to voice lessons and dance classes and all that. And it was just worked into this tuition that I didn't really see. You know what I mean? Like how it's just kind of, it's just the money you pay the school. But I danced a lot and I sang a lot and I was in all the shows and doing all the things. And oh gosh, do I miss that so much. I'm only on week 2 of Lift 4. You gals have me scared. It is a good scared though. It is a good scared. Like oh gosh, I feel like such a badass after I finish those workouts. Truly. Like it's hard, but like that's the point. You're supposed to lift heavy. You're supposed to burn yourself out. And when you listen to him, because he actually cues you throughout the weeks, he's like, all right, this is a week that you're supposed to go up and weight. If you are not feeling like you can't do the last 2 reps by rep 8, you need to go up and weight. Like he is what gave me the push to lift heavier, is his coaching through that. And I was like, you know what? I have to listen to him and I have to try that. And once I started doing that is when the muscles started coming in, you know? I did feel good today doing 2 in a row. I'm sure you felt good today. You're not going to feel good tomorrow though. But it's okay. It's okay. But just be ready for, you know, maybe a little bit of a massage or a hot shower or something. Because that's an intense, you work a lot of your body today. Lori, we are talking about the Beachbody On Demand program called Lift 4, Liift. It is a combination of weightlifting and HIIT workouts, and we use dumbbells at home. It is an at-home workout. So as long, whatever dumbbells you have is what you use throughout the pandemic. My husband and I have very massively increased the number of dumbbells we have throughout the last year. We've gradually, whenever something was available, we'd grab them. So now we have 1s, 2s, 3s. I just got 4s, and I'm so glad I got 4s. 5s, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think he has 15 20s. And I don't think he has 25s yet. I think he has 25s waiting for him when we get home. I think. So we've a whole bunch. We have a whole bunch now, and it works great because I can use the numbers that I need. I'm still only lifting some of the moves. I'm still only using 4-pounders. I started at 1s and 2s, and now there are some things, like I did my back workout yesterday. My back moves for my rows and my upright, or no, well, for upright rows too, but I use 10s. 10s are the heaviest weights that I use, and the lightest weights I use, there are some days I still need to use 3s for some things if I burn out. But I've been using, on average, I've been using 4s and 5s for most things, occasionally 6s, 8s and 10s for the back stuff, for the heavy shoulder stuff. Except for the overhead presses. Because for me, while everyone says that is the heaviest weight you're supposed to use in your shoulder workout, for me it has to be my lightest one because I can't lift my arms up over my head. So it is what it is. But oh gosh, do I love Lift 4. Do I love Lift 4. And I'm very excited though to try Muscle Burns Fat, because I know if I start another round of Lift 4, I will get tired of doing it. So I have to take a little bit of a break. I know. Oh, I know. It's like I said, it literally took us a year to acquire all of these. And I literally stalked the Target app for dumbbells. And anytime I saw one of them was in stock online, I ordered it. And because you can get up through like 10 or 12 pounds at Target. So I literally looked every single day for a while until we had what we needed. My husband was using roguefitness.com, and that's how he acquired a couple of his heavier weights. Like, we've been keeping our eyes out. And my 4s I randomly got because my sister-in-law noticed them at a Dick's Sporting Goods while we were here in Florida, nowhere near our home. But he and my husband and my sister-in-law went over there one day, and she made a comment about, oh, there were 4-pounders. I was like, y'all were standing in front of 4-pounders and you didn't buy them for me. And so my husband had to go make a return. I was like, please return with 4-pound dumbbells. Thank you. And it was the best choice ever because I've been using the heck. Like, that's exactly what I needed to help me bridge the gap between too light of the 3 and too heavy of the 5. It's perfect. So just keep your eyes peeled. Play it against sports. Oh, that's a great idea. And you don't get post-exertion fatigue from your CMT, where like the next day you literally can't get out of bed. That used to happen. There were some times that I would overkill it and it would be very hard. I've never not been able to get out of bed, but there have been days where instead of having all of my spoons, I've only woken up with about half of my spoons, and I had to move very, very slowly to spend them. You know the spoon theory, right, Lori? I'm assuming you know the spoon theory, but I shouldn't assume. So I like that has happened, but now, especially now that I have started to put on muscle, which is a whole new realm of territory for me, I last longer and I recover faster, but I'm also eating for recovery. You know, yes, spoons. I'm a huge believer in the spoon theory and using that to explain my energy, because while in general I have great amounts of energy, there are days that I deplete it real fast. There are days that I wake up with not enough, and I just, like, the spoon theory is very real in my life. And my problem is, I mean, the spoon theory is real in everybody's lives, but for me, the problem is I never know how many spoons I have when I wake up, and I never know how many spoons an activity costs. Because there are some days where like taking a shower can cost me 1 spoon or it can cost me 4. And I never know what it's going to be, you know? Which is a really rough way to live. But, you know, you make do. You make do. And I always make sure that I have the spoons necessary to do my workout. I don't know what it's going to cost me later. Like today, I burned out hardcore. I'm surprised I'm still functional, but right now I'm feeling fine. Tomorrow, I might be sore and tired. Never know. But I also live in a constant state of tired. So it really just depends. But for me, I have learned my limit, I think. And I've also learned recovery. And like I stretch and I am a protein fiend because I know our body needs protein to rebuild the muscles. So I make sure, I mean, I eat a lot of protein every day, but like literally right after my workouts, I pound a 30 grams of protein shake. And I try to make sure I'm giving my body everything it needs. So when I do sleep that night, it is optimizing recovery the best that I can. And I have not had a day, like I wake up sore. Don't get me wrong. There are days I wake up plenty sore, but I have not had a day where my workout has completely debilitated me in ages. I can still function. I might not like it. Some days I might have to pop two Advil, but I can still do it. It doesn't completely drain me. There has been, gosh, I can't even remember the last time it happened. It usually happens in my legs. Even though they are stronger than my arms. But like if I overdo something in my quads especially, see, and I haven't done that in a really long time. I'm really trying to think of the last time I did that. And I don't remember. Which is good. Like this is a good thing that I don't remember the last time I did this. But like, I don't know. I don't remember the last time I totally burnt myself out in a bad way. Like I've burnt myself out in a good way today. But like, I don't remember the last time I was utterly debilitated by my workout, which is not a bad thing. I've been utterly debilitated by hormones, but not by my workout. I used to be a 38J. Now I'm a 38 triple D, although I think it's a little loose. I'm a little hopeful about buying sports bras at Target. If a triple D is a little loose. Now also, and I can't remember how this translates, look into a 40 double D. Because that should be a size you should be able to find, and that is a sister size to your size. I think it's if you go up a band, you go down a cup, right? Because I used to be 32D, and I could also be a 34C. I think that's how it goes. So maybe you could look into like a 40 double D and see how that goes. I saw the 15 pounds all motion dumbbells the other day. One of my favorite books has a whole chapter on the spoon theory. Author compares herself to Isaac Newton because he has more spoons. She has more spoons than him and he's dead. That's how I started walking half a block and worked up to a few miles, but I'm so glad those days of being in bed all day are over. Me too. I managed, like, and I didn't even think about it until you brought it up that, like, I don't have those days anymore. I haven't thought about that in so long because it hasn't happened in such a long time. And I guarantee you that me no longer having those days directly corresponds to me when I upped my game in the weightlifting department. Once I started gaining strength, I had enough muscle to break down where I wasn't completely debilitated at the act of breaking down my muscles. I've never thought about that. Lori, thank you for bringing that to my attention because that's really exciting to me and it's just something that hasn't crossed my mind. I got a really nice one from Target, All in Motion. The All in Motion stuff is on point, y'all. It's really good. I'm really enjoying the collection of All in Motion stuff that I have, and which includes one of their high support sports bras. Why? Because it's the only sports bra that they have that has removable straps so you can uncross it and put it on like a normal bra. Why? Why can't I still need to get together with somebody and make my own like disability approved athletic line. Because all I want are cute sports bras that I can still put on like a normal bra. That's all I want in this world are some good looking sports bras. And like I have a couple with cute patterns on them, but it's just so frustrating that it's like gray or black or navy in the high support only. I'm like, what if your girl wants a yoga bralette but can't put it on over her head. You know? I have to retry the whole zip in the front thing because my problem is I also have, like, my hand strength is not good. So depending on the level of resistance required to get in there, I've tried front zip and front clip in my life, and it hasn't been great. I've been able to do the front clip. Zippers are hard for me in general because my fingers suck. So front zip might be difficult. I need to get my hands on one and actually, like, try it. But now that maybe now that I'm a bit stronger, especially in the arms and upper back, I should give that a try again. For me, it was the walking and the cardio that changed it. Yeah, cardio is a game changer too. I love both. I love both, and I couldn't tell you which one I like more because I love weightlifting and I love the power that gives me. But I also love the sweatiness that, like, even going for a walk and getting some cardio in gets me. I love them both. I really do. I don't have a large chest, but the girls don't sit quite as high as they used to after losing weight. Although I have noticed, and this just could be me, again, because I had no muscle on my body to begin with, but y'all, working these pecs, like actual chest exercises and muscle gains up here, has given the girls a little lift. I'm not gonna lie, they look a little bit nicer with no bra on, if I do say so myself. And it's because of these muscles up here. Anybody else? Can anybody else relate to that? Because I'm crazy, but, like, I think they look a little bit perkier, y'all, because of the chest workouts. Maybe I'm crazy. Largest size was still too small. But did you look at Target or on Target.com? Because they might not have them in stock at your Target. Because Target is notoriously bad at having things in stock at your store. I feel like I'm seeing some good changes in my body. Good. My biggest struggle with continual tracking is the fact we literally make everything from scratch. It's overwhelming enough to try and track all the food, but with just ingredients, it's too much. That is hard, but that's also a really healthy approach, making your own food. Do you track each individual ingredient, or do you put it into a recipe builder? Because you should absolutely be putting your meals into recipe builders if you do it, because then if you, like, make an entire dish, put everything you put in there, and then say it's 4 or 5 servings, it will do the work of the nutrition information of the entire recipe for you. So, I mean, that is daunting. And now if you use recipes, like, from a blog or something, they might have nutrition information per serving right there on the webpage, which is why I love places like Skinny Taste and Emily Bites, and who are some of the other ones, y'all? Skinny-ish Dish, and give me one more. There's one more, and I think I'm forgetting her, and Drizzle Me Skinny. All have nutrition information right on there, so when you do make your food, you can still do it. And, like, the Betty Crocker cookbook and stuff, at least the one I have, also has nutrition information there. Cookbooks do too. Now, if you do things from scratch and from memory, then you need to use a recipe builder. But I mean, I understand that is daunting. So then the question just is, like, can you sit down and plan ahead maybe? Or, like, what can you do to make it a little bit less daunting? That's what you have to think about. One thing I love about their brand is the pads don't bunch up or end up in the one cup after washing. So annoying, yes. Has a hook, then you do the zipper. Same issue. My sports bras have the normal back clasp and a couple more fun colors. That's pretty nice. I actually cut off a cheap sports bra because I couldn't get it off my sweaty body. Yeah. I'm not at all surprised. There were times, like, there were literally things, like, if I tried it on in a dressing room or whatever, and if I couldn't get my arms in easily, I would not put the thing on unless there was somebody there to help me get out of it. Like, no joke. That is a hard thing. And one of the things, this is going to sound so ridiculous, but it's so true. So obviously y'all know that I can't lift my arms up over my head. So the way that you all take your shirts off with the whole, like, cross and lift thing, can't do that, right? So I have to, like, stick my arm under, like, wiggle my way out to get out of my shirts. One of the things that happened when I realized that I was getting a little bit stronger and a little bit more functional in the arms is I can't do it vertically. I might not ever be able to do it vertically, but now I have a couple of shirts, like my favorite Grace and Lace shirt, I can't get off like I normally do. But if I tilt my body over, I can grab it and I can do the same motion. I just have to do it upside down and use gravity to my advantage. But I can do the motion, and it's not like a 5-minute struggle. I can actually get the shirt off in one quick move as long as I, bend over the right way. And I have not been able to do that before. And I was like, this is such the dumbest functional thing, but I'm like, look what I can do that I couldn't do before. Thank you, arm muscles. Like, the craziest little thing. The craziest little thing. I want to try SheFit bras. I don't know that I've ever heard of the SheFit bra. Maybe I have. I haven't really noticed that for me, but I haven't been paying attention. Chest day is my love. Yeah, no, seriously, the girls get a lift. The girls get a lift when you strengthen these muscles. I use the recipe builder, put it all in at the beginning of the week, and then I make my grocery list and my menu. Okay. That's a good way to do it, Lindsay. I have a complicated way of tracking recipes. That doesn't surprise me at all that you have a complicated way of doing something. I make sure the stuff I'm eating for the week is in my favorites, recipes or plain food. That's a great way to do it too. Yes. Okay, it's not that complicated. My number of servings equals the total grams in my dish. It makes tracking portioning foods easier. Okay. Could you imagine having to call in a fitting room attendant? No, I couldn't imagine, which is why, like, if I'm shopping with a family member, I will try on the harder things because I can call them in and be like, hey, I'm stuck. Come get me out of it. I've also had to have my husband come to a dressing room and get me out of something once before. I can't remember what it was, but he was like, really? I'm like, I'm stuck. Please come help me. It's like, and of course, he could get it off in 2 seconds. I just couldn't. I have to put my hands together to get my arms over my head, and then, of course, I run out of arms to actually lift the shirt. So someone has to come and lift. Like, there are days, no joke, if I'm too tired or whatever, like, not in any sort of I want to play or have a good time way, I will walk up to my husband and be like, will you take my shirt off? Like, not, he's like, this isn't for my benefit, is it? I'm like, no, I just don't want to work that hard to get my clothes off. I totally do that because there are days, especially on days I burn out my arms, that like by the end of the day, the act of getting undressed costs me more spoons than it should. Getting dressed is my nemesis. Clothing is my nemesis. Because it's just so much work sometimes. Buttons, zippers, all the things. So much work. Which is why I spend half of my time in workout pants and a comfortable shirt or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt. Because it's the easiest thing for me to wear. CMT life, man. CMT life. I don't think I've ever done the cross and lift thing. I tuck my arms into my sleeves. That's how you do. Oh, sorry. Woo. The attendant thinks you're trying to get frisky in there, right? Right? I'm like, I swear he's coming right back out. I'm stuck. If you say it in a whiny voice, it's code for I'm not coming on to you. That's true, and I've probably done it, or probably the look on my face says it all, because there's a very different look that you use for I am coming on to you, and I just need help, and I don't have the energy. That's the two very different visuals on your face, let me tell you. But, yeah, the struggle, the clothing struggle, and athletic clothes are the worst ones. They really are. Like, I love when I have a really nice pair of, like, tighter pants, like the Fabletics and the whatever, but they're a beast to get on, and then you get sweaty. The worst thing is when you get sweaty, and then in the middle of your workout, you gotta go to the bathroom. So you gotta take the pants down. And then, a la the episode of Friends that I just watched before the hockey game starts, a la Ross's leather pants, you can't get them back off. It's such a struggle. The struggle is so stinking real. Oh my gosh. Rules for dressing Brianna. Rules for dressing recently prior to change toddlers. Yes, accurate. Very accurate. And guys, just get to wear basketball shorts and a t-shirt. I know. Where is the, like, and the problem is I like the tight stuff that makes your butt look good. Even if it's for nobody else. Like, if I'm wearing the good looking butt pants in my basement, I go, dang, look at your butt in those pants. Like, I'm coming on to myself. It looks so good. So I like that. but it's such a pain in the neck. There have been days that I have not worn a shirt to work out because I'm like, I don't want to wear a tight shirt. And like maybe all the loose ones were dirty or something. And I still have this thing where even though I'm not going out anymore, my clothes still have to match. So if I'm wearing weird colored pants and like I only have a blue shirt and blue does not match, I won't wear the blue shirt. So I've just worked out in a sports bra just to save myself the trouble of having to take off that extra layer. I have totally done that. You need to revisit your idea of clothing items for people with limited mobility that encompasses a number of people. I know. I really do. And I just wouldn't even know where to start. Susan is where to start. She's the fashion designer. But it would just be like, it just needs, like, the design is already out there. Like the simple sports bra that doesn't have the crissy-crossy in the back. It's all there. It's just a matter of, like, or, like, what would be good for pants? Because I'm thinking of, like, the Fabletics. Like, they're tight, and they're comfy, and they're great, and they make you look real cute. But because they're so tight and compressing, they're really hard, especially with my weak hands, they're really hard to get on. So what is the solution for something like that? Could you put, like, a fly and a zipper on a pair of handles in the waist? That's really not a bad idea. Like belt loops that aren't for belts. That's not a bad idea at all. But I was also going to say, like, if you can do the fly, and then you could get it up to where it needs to be and then close it instead of having to pull it all the way. But does that, would that work in athletic wear? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. These are the things, but absolutely, we gotta get that disabled clothing line out there somewhere, because it would help, people, you're absolutely right. It's not just for people with CMT, but also I feel like it's not just for people with disabilities, because who wouldn't love athletic wear that's easier to get on your body, but still looks real good? But the biggest problem is the design for a lot of it is there, especially the sports bras. It's just that nobody bothers to make them cute for us. Just because we need the simple sports bras doesn't mean we don't want them to look cute. I have a pink patterned one and a blue patterned one, all from Target C9 from a couple years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And it was the only pattern that they had. But they're old. And then the ones I have that I wear all the time are even older than that. And I'm like, it's such, and make them a reasonable price. Yes, it would definitely be a collaboration with Target. Which wouldn't be hard to do, because it wouldn't be hard to convince them, I wouldn't think, because they already have, Cat and Jack is their kids clothing line, and they have a line for disabled kids, both sensory disabilities and actual disabilities. They have disabled clothes in Target already. So how cool would it be to be hey, disability approved clothing for adults? It makes perfect sense, in my opinion, but it's only because I need it. I don't know. Also, dresses that don't zip in the back, because that's another thing. I love the cute are they A-line? I like the fit and flare dresses that are they're tighter at your waist up top, and then they flare out because down there is where all of my extra weight is and all my extra width is. But so many of those dresses, and so many dresses in general, what do you got to do when you put them on? You got to zip them in the back. And I can't do that. And I don't know how do y'all get dressed on your own? Even if you can do that, how does that even work? I don't know. That's another thing. I need dresses that have a hidden zip, and I know some have them in the side, which is better than having them in the back, but I mean, I need another option. I don't know what the magic option is, but I'll tell you what, the struggle is real. Sports bra, you don't need to wrestle to get in and out. Sign me up, right? Everything is so dang expensive. They have stuff for kids. Let's make it for all ages. I feel like it'd be sad to realize that you've outgrown kids' clothes, and then as an adult and teen, there's nothing. That's true. Especially if you're somebody. There is, oh gosh, what brand was she wearing? There is a brand, one of my fellow CMTers who is in a wheelchair, I think it did an Instagram post in like some classy looking lingerie, like underwear, but like it was practical, not meant to be sexy, but it was like disability wheelchair approved underwear for adults. And I can't for the life of me remember what brand it was. But I remember thinking it was really interesting. Get a hanger or a hook and lanyard and then zip it up. That would be kind of helpful, except once I got the hanger up here, I wouldn't be able to get the hanger out because I can't manipulate my arms and my hands back there. Like, this is the stuff, like, it seems so practical and such a simple solution, but take away your tricep muscles and it's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different ballgame. It's crazy. And, like, nobody really realizes what, like, I guarantee you guys don't realize what you use your tricep muscles for to the extent that I realize what tricep muscles are needed for because I don't have them. So, like, things like washing the counter or pushing, or there was something just the other day that I was like, I can't do this because it's pushing. And now I can't remember what it was. But it was like a regular everyday thing that I was like, oh, I'll make Eric do it because he'll do it better. And my mother-in-law is like, oh, it's okay, I'll do it. And I was like, well, I just told him, like, I can't do it because the motion you have to do it. It's something you don't, if you have functioning triceps, you don't even think about it. Because it doesn't have to be a lot of function. It doesn't have to be like strength. It just has to be functionality. But I don't even have functionality. So it's one of those things like you don't think about it. And like, I don't know what it's like to have it because I've never had it. So like, I don't know what it's like to be able to lift my arms over my head or to push or to do anything like that. But I also realize, like, I do things to the best of my ability. And when it is brought to my attention that it wasn't good enough, and like, not in an offensive way, but my husband's like, did you wipe off the counter? I'm like, I've wiped down the counter. And he goes, okay. Like the day, I told you guys about the day that I showed him, I gave him an example of like a physical example of how hard I could actually push to wipe the counter. And it was like a light bulb went off in his head, right? He just had no idea. And so, like, things like that, I never think about. I'm like, oh, yeah, I washed the counter. I did the things, whatever. I never realize it's not good enough until someone goes, but actually that's not clean because you can't push hard enough, you know? It's so interesting. A string with a pin to pull the zipper up. Get a hanger or a hook. Functional lingerie is an interesting concept. As somebody who owns a lovely collection of lingerie, including a more recent edition that is more corset style, that has like a billion clips in the back, right? Your girl has to put it on just like I would a bra. Do you know how hard those bad boys are to put on and then turn around? Like when they're like, I was like, and I love it. It's real cute. It's from adoreme.com, which is solid. I have a couple pieces from them, and they're actually a really great brand. But I can't even begin to I'm like, do you know how hard this is to put on? Like, you know what would be great? Something that looked this beautiful, but would be real easy to put on. Because it's literally a project to put some of those pieces on. It's a project. And like, wouldn't it be nice if someone just came up with a way to do it in the side? Or like, I don't know what the solution is, but it is not easy. And I have a decent amount of functionality. Like, what about the people that have an even harder time than I do, but still want to look cute for their significant other? How the heck do they get it on? Like, I don't even know. And then, of course, you can't be like, hey, babe, put me into this, because you want to surprise him. So you don't want him to be the one that puts you into it, just so he can take you out of it. And so then I'm like, it's just, and it's one of those things that so many people don't think about. And I'm just like, this is so complicated, and it doesn't need to be, and it shouldn't be. It's true. It's true. Oh, the lingerie. I didn't even think it, like, I was just thinking of, because I can picture her photograph, and it's just very practical, like everyday cotton underwear, but you clip it from the side so you can get it under there while you're sitting down, you know? But I didn't even think about, like, the fancy stuff, which is why I'm a fan of Mentionables. I own a couple of pieces by them, as you guys know, and I can get in and out of them very easily with minimal work because everything is stretchy and flattering. And like, because everything is stretchy and lacy, it's real easy to get it, stretch it over the harder parts. There ain't no crazy clips or clasps or anything like that. There might be one, but it's all very easy to use. Back zippers were invented by the men who won't give us real pockets. Yes. Knowing you has made me really aware of what triceps do. I don't think I even knew what my triceps were a few years ago. They keep making bones bigger and pockets smaller. It's true. I read that pockets were taken out of women's clothes to prevent us from carrying potions. You've got to be kidding me. I mean, we are all witches, you know. We don't need no potions to manipulate our men. Tell you what. An hour later, LOL. Those tiny clips are the worst. Have your hubby clip them blindfolded or with his eyes closed? Oh, that's... Diana? That is not a horrible idea. I am actually really not mad about that suggestion. Now that's a date night activity. I'm okay. I'm putting that in the back of my mind because that's actually really clever. I've told you before, one of the reasons I enjoy Triceps Day is those workouts are 100% fueled by gratitude that I can do it. Yeah, like faux hooks with a zipper on the side. For real. That's all it needs. It needs a little, like, or even, like, I'm thinking of the one that I own, which is, like, black in the front. Like, so you could hide a zipper in there somewhere, a real fine one. Or even the clips in the front. Because the problem for me on this thing that I own, the problem is not the clips themselves. I can do the clips. The problem is the fact that the clips are in the back and I have to do them in the front and then shimmy this thing around and then like get all the other places and the things in place in this tight undergarment. If the clips were in front to begin with, it would be a lot easier. It's true. And like, have I ever taken the deep dive to see what kind of actual disability enhanced stuff is out there? No, I have not. But it's something that I should do at some point. I got to research hormone balancing and disability approved gym wear and lingerie. And on that note, I've gone 7 minutes over, ladies and gentlemen. Shocker to nobody. But this is an interesting conversation. Thank y'all for being real open-minded about hearing about things like lingerie and periods and all the things that I guess all of us women have to deal with at some point. Because it was fun. It was fun. And I'm here for the discussion. I have nothing exciting to leave y'all with in terms of announcements. So have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Whoever you are spending it with, even if it is with yourself, I highly encourage you to date whoever it is you are spending your Valentine's Day with, even if it is yourself. Why not? Never know where these things will go, right? I have no idea. So everyone, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all here, same time, same place, next week.